Hopefully this gets rid of the nuke bug too. Okay, wow, wait. Raito opting to take ice here. Ooh, I know what Variety Bear wants. I feel like we're almost certainly going to be seeing a glue Kiata setup right there at some point. Okay, yeah, Raito, well aware of it, gets a little bit of practice in it. It seems to me like he's prepared for it, which is good. It's not necessarily a knowledge check setup, but it's definitely the kind of thing where if you don't have practice for it, you're gonna get washed. Okay, okay. I feel like those wires kind of favor Variety Bear, but it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say. It might not be difficult enough yet for any of that to matter. Right, so leaving room for the spike ball. Oh, beautiful build by VB. Okay, I think we have the potential for a scoring round here. I think it's still probably a little bit too easy, but oh. Okay, Raito getting through. Variety Bear 2 lives left, but I don't see him dying in 3 attempts here. Okay, wait, hold on. Hold on. I don't mean to commentator's curse. I feel like Variety Bear is definitely gonna die in 2 lives here. Let me fix that for you. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Now, one question in my mind, both VB and Raito went at the same time. When VB died the first time, wait a minute, Raito already scoring 1. Is there a chance that Raito got through there on desync arrow blocking? I feel like probably not. I feel like Raito hits that regardless, but... Okay, so Variety Bear. It really did feel to me like it was a good build, placing that wire, forcing the further approach, going for the slide under the ice, but... I mean, Raito kind of just did it effortlessly. Oh, Raito getting through no problem, but maybe best to take your time, you know, stop and look both ways before you cross the road type of situation. Though with the arrow gone now, I feel like that guts almost all of the difficulty from that setup. I feel like the arrow being there, it's not just about timing, it also forces you to get the fast entry on the ice to guarantee that you have consistent timing to get through. Which now is just not the case. If you get a slow entry on the ice, there's nothing stopping you from continuing. Is Raito setting up a super jump there? Or is that a jump from the far left? I think it's got to be a super jump. I'm curious what's going on in the mind of Raito. It looked for a second like he wanted to instantly nerf the setup that he created. Okay, of course you can just wall jump from the left. That makes sense. Still a bit too easy for both players here. A little bit of precision, not a bad idea, VB. Alright, is this gonna be difficult enough, or are we just gonna see both players make it to the finish again? Raito, no problem on that precision. Okay, honestly, I do really like this arrow. I do really like this arrow Raito plays. But Righty Bear, no problem now, okay? Hold on. Alright, Raito gets there. But now that Raito's shown just a little bit of weakness, you know, at a top level, even a single life worth of difference can go a long way. So now that Raito's shown that tiny bit of weakness, there's got to be something for VB to strike on here. Oh, I like it. I see the vision. I think Raito's gonna use that conveyor belt to just blow this all up here. Or maybe not. By the way, if you're paying very close attention here, like if you really know what's going on with these builds, you will notice that VB made a pretty clutch distinction. You know, he was planning on placing that spike ball below that red 1x1, the one with the wire on top just beside Raito here. He was planning on placing a spike ball below, forcing you to wall jump off of the 1x1. But if you've been paying close attention, you'll notice that when Raito does the precision, he's doing it on the left side. He's doing it further to the left than you normally would, so he's always getting the wall slide. So if VB had placed that spike ball, Raito would have been in a great position. Of course, now that I say that, the first time Raito doesn't get the wall slide in that precision. But point still stands. Point still stands. That was a good placement by VB. Hold on. Time is serious factor here. Raito not noticing the safe spot in the top left. VB does have an opportunity to score. Not going to convert. Still 1-0 for Raito going into what? 4 rounds left? 4 rounds. Neither player going for that dynamite. Oh, wow. See, if I'm VB, I'm taking the dynamite. I feel like you kind of just need to get rid of that conveyor. It has been holding Raito back, but at the same time, Raito has practice on it, and it's the type of setup where practice goes a long way. Okay, hold on. What is that there? Is that a corner breeze? No, it's not. Okay, here's the window. Raito. Okay, I wish I could see that. I wish I could see that with no desync, because that just looks silly. Okay, VB holding on for dear life, not getting scored on. He's still in this. Okay, that's not a terrible build. That's not a terrible build. VB immediately going for the dynamite. I feel like now the conveyor's gone, surely. Oh, wait, the conveyor's forced. Maybe the... It's impossible. Okay. One thing I'm noticing, I feel like there's been a lot of building inefficiency. At least on behalf of Variety Bear here. I feel like a lot of his placements don't really do anything, at least not quick enough to make a difference. Like he had that wire right beneath where Raito is now, which, you know, it does a little bit, but I feel like Raito's not the kind of player you're gonna beat through death by 1,000 paper cuts. You know, I feel like you really need something decisive. Hold on, 2 lives. This could seal it. This could be the nail in the coffin right now if Variety Bear cannot find this clutch. Hold on. Variety Bear, are the nerves hitting? And that does it. That does it, right? I'm not tripping. Raito up 2-0. Okay, no, there's 2 rounds left. There's 2 rounds left. That does not do it. Variety Bear could still hit the clutch of a lifetime. But it is now or never. If VB can't find something this round, I just don't see the path forward. This map is just too easy. Raito really just isn't having a problem getting through. Okay, wait, that's a good build. That is a wonderful build, VB. You need to have the confidence to take it. Okay, that works too. Nuke coming at the most unfortunate time possible. Okay, I don't mind that build by VB. I mean, Raito hasn't shown any difficulty with that kind of precision so far, but that being said, there it is, yep. Doing it out of something else certainly makes a difference. VB, first try. Does he have the spike ball spin? Not quite, goes a little bit too high on it. Okay, all of a sudden, as soon as Raito needs to do this kind of precision out of something else, he's really struggling. Okay, this actually could be it. This actually could be it. Variety Bear. Not the death you want to see. Raito the opportunity to seal it. Not going to make it. Variety Bear, just 2 lives left. Alright, VB, the world is watching. Stays in it. Can he get the spike ball spin? He can. Just needs this precision. Oh, good call. Just going from here. Doesn't get it though. Goes a little bit too high on the quick jump, and that's gonna do it. Raito takes it 2-0 over VB. Variety Bear gonna be out at 3rd, but now, I mean, we have Raito versus Morphin.